I'm going to be sharing with you in this video how to live from abundance and connect with the flow of life to manifest what you want. Because what most people don't do is they don't give themselves permission to live from the end of who they prefer to be, to align with that true vision, to align with who they prefer to be, with their preference. You're allowed to have preferences, and you can shift into that version of you now unapologetically, without feeling any guilt, without feeling any shame. And what's going to happen if you do this is that your manifestations are going to start to speed up in an incredibly powerful way. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you exactly how you can do this so that you can manifest what you want, not only in an effortless way, but in an extremely passionate way, where all the things that you want come into your life very, very quickly. So if you're new to this channel, what I want you to do is I want you to hit that subscribe button. I want you to hit that notification bell, because I do post a new video every single day. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. I did just launch a brand new coaching program, and there are limited spots available for that. So if you do want to be a part of that, be sure to apply for that as soon as possible to make sure that you can have a part in that if you desire to be a part of it. So the first thing that I want to share with you is to live from the end. You always want to be living from the end when it comes to your manifestation process, because yes, you need to honor where you are. You don't want to be using thoughts and picking thoughts in your mind that don't resonate for you, that are causing anxiety for you and fear for you. But when you want to live from the end, what do I mean by that? What I'm saying is that you want to be picking those thoughts that are going to be aligned with who you prefer to be, if that version of you already existed in this present moment right now. Not that one day you'll become that version of you, but you're gonna start to embody the emotions of that version of you now. And you know what's funny is that this is gonna allow you to really increase the quality of your life, how you feel, what your emotional state is on a consistent basis. Not to mention that all the things that you want are going to start to manifest at an accelerated rate, because the universe doesn't see anything as in the past or in the future. It's all happening now. So when you start to emotionalize and you start to use your thoughts living from the end, your body can't actually tell the difference. This is exactly why when you start imagining a certain food, or you imagine like you're drinking something or eating something, your mouth will literally start to water, like your biology starts to change. When you're using things like gratitude, your DNA is physically changing. That's just what I see. That's been my experience. Now, look, I'm not a scientist. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not an expert in health, but I'll tell you this. My thoughts have an incredible impact on my body. I believe that it actually changes our DNA, and your thoughts start to change the 5 senses that you experience. So you want to be conscious of your thoughts and living from the end on a consistent basis as much as possible, because you don't want to be thinking thoughts that are out of alignment with who you prefer to be if you were already that person now. That's why Abraham Hicks talks about using general affirmations, because sometimes using specific affirmations, the body is not ready for that. You're not open enough to receiving those intentions that you can set for yourself, and that's okay. Honor where you're at. But if you can't think specific thoughts that you can actually believe from the end and tune into that timeline reality right now, that's totally fine. What you can do is go very general. That's a good tip that you can use. Go very general. Go generally use some affirmations. Like, for example, like even an affirmation like you are abundant, or you are amazing, or you are in perfect health. Everything works out for you. Now that might sound cliche, but if you hold that thought in your mind and actually feel it in your heart, and then take the inspired actions from that space, I can pretty much promise you that you'll notice an extreme difference in your experience almost instantaneously, right away, because energy flows where intention goes. And if you can receive those intentions from your own mind, from your own higher self, from who you truly are, what's going to start to happen is that you're going to be living from abundance, because the present moment is abundance. There's abundance in this present moment, but lack doesn't exist. Your mind is an infinite sort of thing that has every possibility. And if you start to think certain thoughts from the end that personally resonate for you, that are in alignment with your preference, you will start to notice in a very powerful way your experience shifting very quickly, almost instantaneously. I've noticed that my thoughts instantly start to reflect my state of being in this present moment. And then also the actions that I take, and also my confidence and the way that I show up, and my body starts to like it's seeing like I'm not like a nutritionist and I'm not an expert in health, but I'll tell you this though, in my experience, literally what happens is that I can feel the molecular structure of my body changing almost to the point where I feel like I'm shifting timelines right in that moment as I'm thinking certain thoughts. And how do you do this? You live from the end. You pick a thought that resonates for you. You hold that thought. You live from the end, from that feeling state that you prefer to be in. This is what imagination is for. Your imagination is designed to help you create your reality, because real and unreal are completely subjective. If you hold something in your mind long enough, it will become real. What's happening right now is real for you because it's already manifested in the physical. But if some people say that, oh, like if I imagine something in my mind and I hold that vision long enough, well, that's, Francis, that's not real. That's not reality. That's, isn't that delusional? Okay, but what if you hold a vision long enough and you manifest it into reality and then it becomes real? And then everybody starts seeing it. Now it's, now everybody agrees with you. Now it's reality once it's manifested, but it wasn't real before. No, it's real. It's just that most people don't trust themselves and they're not open to the possibility. They're not open to the possibility that if they hold the vision from the end, that it will become real with what we call time in this physical reality, because there's a delay in the manifestation. Now, if you're living let's say you wake up you're in a lucid dream, the manifestations happen very quickly, but this human experience is a little bit more dense. So you want to live from the end and trust yourself, trust who you are, that the intelligence within you will then lead to those manifestations and they will become real for you. So you want to be kind of like playing with reality a little bit. It's play. It's what play is. And delude yourself consciously. Just be a little bit deluded. Imagine that it's already real. Be a little bit deluded and then it will become real. And then you'll see that unreal and real are completely subjective based on what you put your energy on, because energy flows where intention goes. If you want to focus your energy on the present moment and take a little bit of a break with manifesting, then that's fine, but you'll get more of what is, because if you focus on what is, you get more of what is. If you focus on where you want to go, you'll align with where you want to go, and then eventually that will become what is. You see what I'm saying? So number two, what you want to keep in mind is that to live from abundance and connect with the flow of life to manifest what you want is that circumstances never matter. Because circumstances are just the past. Imagine you held a vision in the past and then now they're reality. Okay, well now you're living from the previous imaginations that you set. And then some people might think, but Francis, well, I didn't necessarily manifest all of this, I just popped into reality. Well, some people believe that at a higher level, you popped into reality, but you chose to embody this human experience. And from this sort of dense imagination, this is imagination, life is imagination, that's already manifested as a dense physical form, not really dense, but more dense than like a dream state, for example, even though life is a dream. What you'll see is that from this sort of rigidity and structure that's already here, that you've subscribed to on some level, that we're all subscribing to in this consensus reality that we're all in, you can then hold a vision and create that. So what that means is that the circumstances that you're in literally have nothing to do with what is possible in terms of what you can create next. It doesn't matter what your limitations are. It doesn't matter what issues you have now. It doesn't matter how much you don't believe it's possible. Everything is possible. Some things are less probable. I'm not saying that everything is probable. Maybe if you want to manifest like $500 million, there's going to be a little bit of a delay there, and you're going to need to take a lot of energy and focus in that direction and take a lot of inspired action then for that to manifest in the physical. But whatever you're going through, I want you to keep in mind that the circumstances literally don't matter for what you can manifest next. They matter to some degree because you want to honor where you are, honor the physical experience that you've subscribed to, honor the consensus reality that we're all subscribed to, honor where you're at in your life, don't dishonor where you're at, but at the same time though, don't let that limitation stop you from becoming more of who you can become, which already is who you are at some level, because what I believe is that the universe / God / the creator / the allness / the everythingness that is wants you to actualize as much as possible given where you already are now. It's like, hey, the universe has given you, so to speak. I guess you could at some higher level say that you chose that, but let's just say, for example, it is, some external universe that's outside of you, but really it's all you. You are the universe, you are God, you are the creator. Well, let's just say for the purposes of explanation that it's some outside universe. The universe gave you this reality. It gave you this certain rigidity, this certain structure that you were born into. But the question is, what are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with that conditioning? What are you going to do with that unconscious conditioning that you were born into? Are you going to consciously reshape it into your preference? Or are you going to be a victim and just accept that that's how it is? No, I'm not going to change anything. Now, I'm not saying to resist where you are. I always teach this. Don't resist anything in life. Don't resist anything that's happening. But don't accept where you are in the sense that you're accepting your limitations to be true and that you can't create more of what you prefer to experience. Because what is true now may not be true later, depending on what you focus on and depending on what you prefer to manifest and what vision you hold to create for yourself. Real and unreal are subjective based on what you put your energy onto. So keep in mind that circumstances literally do not matter at some level. They matter to some degree, again, because you want to honor your experience, you want to honor where you're at, you want to honor that you have these set of structures that you were born into, that maybe you chose at a higher level, or maybe the universe gave it to you. Whatever perspective resonates for you. I'm not here to dispute what resonates for you. Choose whatever perspective resonates. Did the universe give it to you? Did you choose it at a higher level? It doesn't matter. You're here right now. This is where you are. Honor those limitations, but don't let those limitations stop you from becoming more of your true being and who you can actually be. Don't let your circumstances stop you from becoming more of what you prefer to experience. Because if you honor that and you let yourself become who you prefer to be, you're going to give others also permission then to create what they prefer to experience as well. And in my opinion, that's going to create a co-creative reality where we all live into our true preferences. So keep in mind that your circumstances never matter. They matter to the degree that you honor where you are, but they don't matter to the degree that your limitations should not stop you from becoming more of what you prefer to experience and what you're open to experiencing if you want to create that for yourself. The number 3 is pretty much, I already said it anyways, but I'll go into it, is to honor where you are and detach from fear. You don't want to be taking fear-based actions. You don't want to be taking actions from a space of I'm scared or there's something wrong. Accept where you are. Honor where you are. Clear yourself and become a clear channel. Do some meditations. I do meditations if I feel my energy system isn't aligned. I'll clear my mind. I'll become a clear channel. And then from that space, I choose the thoughts that resonate and then expand my heart, because from the space of honoring where you are, what you'll start to notice is that lack is not a possibility. There's this present moment that exists, and everything that can exist next already exists too within this potential that already exists in this present moment. This present moment right here is consciousness. It's so interesting that when I used to meditate, I would sit down and I would see myself as building consciousness, and that's what I was doing. That's not wrong. But what I also realized is that there's no distinction between this present moment and me meditating, and that this is all consciousness. This is all potential. This is all potential waiting to be actualized into more of what you prefer. This moment right here is consciousness. It's potential. And what are you going to do with that consciousness and potential? Now that might seem overly masculine. It's like, Francis, I don't want to do anything. I just want to be. That's fine. If that's where you want to go, then honor that fully and just be in the present moment. But what I'm here to invite you to do is to use that consciousness potential to see that you can energize what you prefer to experience, and also to see that there's no difference between consciousness and potential and imagination. Imagination is consciousness and potential. This present moment is imagination. It's also consciousness. There's no separation between consciousness and imagination. They're all one thing. When you experience a spiritual experience, that's a state that exists in the infinite imagination of the everythingness of all that is. When you manifest a free cup of coffee, that's also a state that exists in the infinite field of everythingness of all that is. So the key is to honor where you are. Don't live from fear, but understand that at some level, everything that you want exists from this space of non-lack, because lack isn't a possibility. The biggest fear that people have in life is that they're afraid of not existing. But of course, non-existence does not actually exist. So you don't need to fear anything. Honor where you are, accept where you are, accept the limitations that you've been given, and understand that there's nothing to fear and there's nothing to feel bad about in terms of what you prefer to create next, because all these things that you prefer already exist at some level, and you don't need to create from a space of lack. Okay, so lack is not what you want to be creating from. You don't want to be creating from a space of lack. You want to be creating from a fearless space, detaching from not your desire. Don't detach from your desire, detach from the fear. And that's how you honor where you are. You detach from the fear. Some people say, oh, let go of the manifestation. Well, I disagree in the sense that you don't want to let go of your vision. You don't want to let go of what you want to create. You want to let go of the fear and the neediness and the rigidity of this limitation. Honor the limitation, but don't cling on to the limitation. You see what I'm saying? Honor the moment. Honor that you're a human being that has been given certain limitations. That is the truth, that is real in this moment. But what's real doesn't have to be real later on in your life. You see, what you are now is not what you're going to be 7 years from now. Did you know that all the cells in your body that you were 7 years ago are not the same cells you have now? You're an entirely new individual. Did you know that? The cells in your body are literally like you've become a new person. So that the cells in your body have faded and turned into, they just got recycled into life itself. You have a whole new body in comparison to the body that you had 7 years ago. Now, even a day ago, you're different, but I'm pretty sure I read a statistic, don't quote me on this, but the cells in your body, like in 7 years, you've completely recycled all the cells and you're a totally new being. That's pretty interesting, isn't it? So keep that in mind, that you're always changing, you're always transforming, but you can honor where you are and you can detach from fear and still go in the direction that you want to go. That is the true way, not the true way, but one way you can live from abundance and connect with the flow of life to manifest what you want, is honor where you are and then shift into that version of you. Now, if you apply these things, I do wholeheartedly believe that this is going to help you to manifest what you want in the most effortless and easy way possible. And not only in the most effortless and easy way possible, but the most passionate and heart-expansive way possible that allows you to genuinely enjoy the experience of your life on a consistent basis, allow the process to unfold, but still know where you're going and guide the moment to create what you want. And with that, I conclude this video. Once again, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. Again, I do have a coaching program that I just launched, and there are limited spots available. So if you do want to be part of that, be sure to apply for free consultation as soon as possible if you want to be a part of that. Also, please hit that like button for me so that more people can get access to this content, because I do believe that every single person on this planet does deserve to know that they are the creators of their reality and that they can manifest their reality and do so not only in the most effortless and easy way possible, but in the most expansive and the most passionate way possible. And hitting that like button does help the YouTube algorithm push the videos out to more people and helps them get access to what I believe to be incredibly valuable content. As always, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.